Hey, the Thabreakmaster here, and this is my final impression for the series, Parasyte The Maxim. But before I actually get into the whole final impressions for the series, I just gotta tell you guys that you know, parasites are real. They're legit. They're in this world. One was trying to come at me, man. One was trying to come at me, bruh. And I was like, no, man, you ain't about to get inside my body. So I blocked it with my phone, right? I blocked it with this phone, and now the parasite is in my phone, right? And I was like, I don't know, dude. Now it's took over the phone and saying things like say hi, phone, say hi.
Hi world, I'm Miggy.
It was a poorly executed joke. I'm sorry, that was terrible. Let me just jump right into the freaking final impressions. That was bad. That was bad. I will admit that. I will admit that. I wasted like what 50 seconds of your time. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was too corny. God dang. Ooh. I thought it was a good idea when I had it on paper and everything. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a good idea. But when I actually executed it and did it was like, nah, that was not good. But yeah, when it comes to this series, Parasyte The Maxim, I watched the whole thing and everything, and what I feel about it is that overall it's a good series. It was a good series. I did enjoy it. I know I didn't make like no reviews or anything on it, but I wanted to kind of talk about the series because it is a good show at the end of the day. And if you haven't seen the show or anything like that, you should definitely check it out. It's something worth watching because it has a lot of good action and everything. You get hype, that music. That music, that's like the best thing about the series. The music, the soundtrack is freaking phenomenal. It's freaking amazing. It's something that it's standalone. You can literally listen to it by itself. You don't really need the anime. Like the anime just it fits in the anime really well though, and I really do enjoy this soundtrack. It's freaking boss level. Like when that beat drops. When that beat drops, because they have that trap music, man, that trap music that everybody be loving nowadays. They got that trap music up in there, and it's freaking boss level when it goes into the series. Like it just sets up the scene. Like you hear the and then beat drop, like it was crazy. I know I'm making a bad impression of it again. It's terrible. I'm terrible right now. I don't know what's wrong with me. But seriously, like the soundtrack is freaking is awesome. Tommy Reiko is probably one of the best characters in that. No, not probably is the best character in that show. She kind of like made the show a little bit for me, honestly. So it's kind of spoiler alert if you haven't seen the show or anything. But she ended up dying in the series. I was like, dang, like it just killed me. Like that actually made me sad. Like out of all the the deaths and all these farewells and so on and so forth in the series, that was the one that was most impactful for me. Like the whole thing when it comes to Migi and all that, the way they handled that whole thing, I was not really. At first, I was like the first time when I first saw him finally go away, I was like, oh, that was kind of bad. He's. I felt sad about it and everything. I was like, oh. And I felt that one, but then all of a sudden, what happens afterwards? I'm like, well, it kind of mitigates that, and then this last episode here, he's like, I'm saying farewell yet again, and then all of a sudden, he still has a helping hand at the end of the day because, he's the real MVP at the end of the day of the show. And he just comes back again and then saves Mirror, and I'm just like, yo, like, decide whether or not you gonna die or live. Like, come on, man. Like, there's just, I don't know, the way they handled me a little bit, I wasn't really enjoying that part. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But, other parts that I actually did enjoy when it comes to the series is the themes that they had in this show, which is actually quite interesting. There's a message here in this series, and pretty much the last episode kind of like lays it out for you actually. The whole thing when it comes to humans and they shouldn't trample on other animals and so on and so forth, and that, and talking about nature in itself, and it's just like it went all philosophical on us for a minute there, and I was like, all right, like I like that's the message of the series here. I mean, I kind of already got that while I was watching it, but that last episode pretty much clears it up for anybody that didn't understand that was the message that was going on with the series. So it was a necessary episode, and I feel like it wrapped things up pretty well when it did that. When it told all this, and then pretty much wrapped up the final villain, the guy that was here, because he was in the first episode and he was in the last, and that was actually really nice how they did that as well. Like they did a lot of things right in the series, and I did just enjoy those aspects of the things that they did right. But there are a few things that they did wrong, and I'm not gonna get too deep into all that because I'm gonna do a full anime review of Parasyte on my other channel, so I'll get a lot more in depth on that and everything. I'll tell you why there are some issues with the series that you can't really just let go, because there were some issues with the show that was just it get on my nerves. Like it just I can't even. I just can't even. Like there's certain things I just can't even with. But yeah, there's a lot to say when it comes to this series. But overall, it is a good, solid series. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Hopefully I didn't spoil too much for you. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about the series a little bit. I'm curious what you guys think about the series, about this ending. Like I said, I feel like it wrapped up pretty much everything that needed to be wrapped up. The only thing they kind of left open-ended is the fact that what happened to her, like, you know, Shinichi's father exactly, because of everything that went on with him. Like, what happened to him? Like, we didn't really get to see anything about him. Also, we didn't really get to see anything like what's going on with the baby, for instance, Tamara's baby. You know, we didn't really get to see any of that either. So, you know, that I kind of want to know a little more on that too. So it seemed like there was like a little bit of a time skip there. So the baby did get a little older. You know, I don't know. I was very curious about that baby. I think it was the MVP for a minute there. Crap was hilarious. But one of my, actually, I want to say before I actually end off this video, one of my favorite moments when it comes to this series. Again, Time Reiko is my favorite character in the series. And of course, my favorite most is from her. But when she was actually in this class, this college course class here, and she brought her baby there, and all the freaking students are all just like looking at the freaking child and everything, not even paying attention to the lecture, and she's just talking, and they're just like, oh, God, look at that baby, like what the heck? That girl was funny, but it's the lecture itself that was actually like what they're talking about and everything about the mother and why do they care and so on and so forth. Like I like what they did there. Like so, there's a lot of things they did, and it's very interesting how they went about it. And I guess that's why the story is, it's really solid. I do enjoy it. So yeah, this is my final impressions for the series. What do you guys think about Parasyte as a whole? Like I said, I enjoy it. I won't give you my rating just yet, but I did enjoy it. But if you have a rating for it, tell me what your rating is for it. And yeah, put it all in the comment section below. Like this video and subscribe to see more final impressions from me. See you guys in the Breakmaster, and until then, people, break out.